Hey, yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Derek Branch here of Saint Discussions on Strike 7 Sports. And today I want to talk about entertaining the idea of the Saints, excuse me, the New Orleans Saints staying in house and hiring passing game coordinator Ronald Curry to become the team's offensive coordinator, even though he has not called plays before, or allegedly never called plays. There has been, a lot of conflicting, theories out there that saying that it was Curry that was kind of behind that surge we saw on the Saints offense last season. But no, people like Nick Underhill kind of like shut that down and all that in the past. But some people still believe that was more Ronald Curry doing than it was with Pete Carmichael. But I wouldn't be opposed to that idea of the Saints staying in house and hiring Ron Curry to take that job because, um, as we've seen with the offense, the way it played in the past, I would say 6 or 7 games to close out the season, it was a lot better. Offensive unit looked a lot better, minus what we saw in the Los Angeles Rams matchup, where it just, to me, it just looked unmatched in that game. It just coming off a short week, coming on a short week. Saints wasn't gonna win that game anyway. But anyways, man, I wouldn't have an issue with pursuing Curry and offering that job to him full time, and that's because Derek Carr, you know, knows the offense now. We shouldn't see if they bring it, they're running back with Ronald Curry, and he becomes the actual play caller. We shouldn't see what we saw last season, where Derek Carr kind of looked lost, like the first, you know, 10 to 12 games of the season, where he just didn't have a clue of what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have an issue with it. Them keeping Ronald Curry and hiring him to OC, because Derek Carr also speaks highly of Ronald Curry as well. You know, and I don't think that the scheme is never the issue to me. To me, it's not the scheme. It's not the players. It's just the issues lie with the Saints offense. The Sean Payton offense is at the top, and that's at quarterback. Proficiency at quarterback. And the Saints have lacked that over the years. So I don't think the scheme is outdated. Because if the scheme is outdated, wouldn't have do Sean Payton probably wouldn't have been a hot head coaching candidate when he left the Saints. Ain't nothing wrong with the scheme or the players. I think we got the right players for the offense. We got the scheme is perfect. It's just the chief conductor at the top, which is the quarterback position, has been the issue. So the notions that when people, a lot of Raider people that cover the team, people that are highly knowledgeable on what the Raiders do, how they operate, with especially when they had Derek Carr, they know that the first year of he's in the offense, a new offense, he kind of looks lost and things like that. But the second year is when things take off. So I'm hoping that's the case with this situation, because um, I think we got the right players. He's familiar with everybody now. You know, may need to upgrade a position here or there, but everybody's pretty much coming back. I don't think Michael Thomas is going to be back next season. I think Alvin Kamara is going to come back next year. I'm not sure, but he should be familiar with everybody now. And we shouldn't have, especially with a new coach staff on offense, we shouldn't have these issues where the wide receivers, are not on the same page with Derek Carr, or the wide receivers line up in the wrong spot, taking the wrong routes, um, you know, lining up off sides. We shouldn't have those type of problems next season, you know. But I won't have an issue with Ronald Curry um, becoming the offensive coordinator. Now, for some other people, they may not like that. They may want the Saints to go in a different direction, want the Saints to, disassociate themselves with anything related to Sean Payton, and that's fine. But as for me, I will not be upset. I will not be bummed out if they hired Ronald Curry. You know, and I also like the other guys that they've interviewed. Zach Robinson from the Rams, Clint interviewed Clint Kubiak, the guy Dan Petrie, I think that's his name, up in Cincinnati. Gerard Johnson of the Houston Texans. You know, Brian Greasy, former NFL quarterback, was the son of Bob Greasy, who played with the undefeated 72 Miami Dolphins. I watched him play in the past, back in the days growing up with the Denver Broncos. So I like those names. So if they don't stay in house with Curry, I think that's the right direction to go. Hire somebody, or pursue somebody that has ties to that Shanahan, Sean McVay offense, and that's all the guys they've been looking at pretty much. Because the Gerard Johnson guy, the guy up in Houston, Gerard Johnson, the guy he's working with, the OC, Bobby Slowick, he comes from San Francisco. Dan Petrie, he's under Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor comes from the Rams. So to me, man, they can't go wrong either way with the hire. But if they do the diligence, if they're doing their diligence with this, and they know all along that Ronald Curry is going to be the guy, I won't be upset with it. But the thing is, I hear a lot of people say, and I probably said this in the previous video, but I've been hearing a lot of people say, why would a highly coveted, hotshot potential offensive coordinator candidate come to this team, even though you're dealing with a lame duck head coach, a coach that could possibly be fired? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they want to take this job? I mean, it's 32 of them. Is where the league, the offenses, high-powered offenses, is where the league is going. The rules are where the rules are sliding is towards benefiting the offenses. We have this top 10 defense for these past couple of years, but we got nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. What good is it having Marshawn Lattimore when you don't have an equalizer on the other side of the football on offense, or Demario Davis? So why wouldn't somebody come here? Because if you turn this around and the Saints offense get back to its prolific days, that Ronald Curry or whoever, Zach Robinson, Ronald Curry, Petrie, Gerard Johnson, going to be a highly coveted head coaching candidate in the future. I would say if the Saints, in a perfect world, let's just say in a dream world, dream scenario, Ronald Curry is hired as the Saints offensive coordinator. Saints go to the playoffs at, let's say, 9-8 record. 9-8, 10-7. But the offense is like, let's say, top 7, top 5, top 10. Ronald Curry would be a head coaching candidate. He will not be with this team that long. I would say at least maybe 2 years, 2 to 3 years, he would be with this team as offensive coordinator before he feel as though he's ready to take a head coaching job. And that's the same for everybody else. So there's always coordinators have always taken jobs with teams that have a lame duck coach. Always. Saints went when Sean Payton was first hired. They went 10-7 that first year, went 79 the second year, I believe, and 8-8 the next year after that. He fired Garrett Gibbs, if I'm not mistaken. Had one of the worst defenses in the league. He went and hired Greg Williams. Look what happened. They wasn't going to win that Super Bowl without Greg Williams. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. Cause Dennis Allen needs to find his Greg Williams on offense. And this ain't me. This ain't me being a pro Dennis Allen guy. or Dennis Allen, supporter or anything like that. I'm just calling it like it is because he's here now. They're keeping him going forward. But Ronald Curry wouldn't be a bad idea to me, bringing him in. Some other people, they may not like that, but I can understand why they feel as though the system is stale. But I don't think that's the issue. I think we don't have, the right, proficient play at quarterback. And now that Peyton is gone, we handed it over to somebody that really never should have been offered the job. If we're being honest. So I don't think nothing's wrong with the system. It's just we don't have the right coaching on that side of the football to make it, perform like it usually has in the past. So, but I'm cool with it. I don't know about y'all, but let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below, man. Would you prefer Ronald Curry over the outside candidates for this job, or do you would you be concerned if Curry took the job and he doesn't have not head coaching, but play calling experience when he's taking the job? Let me know in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel. Peace. I'm out. Who that?